Alright guys, so lesson 1 of the fundamentals playlist, we're going to get into escaping the mount. Now, when we talk about good guy on the bottom of the mount and needing to escape, everything the bad guy is going to do, out of the millions of things they can do, are going to fall into 3 categories. They're either going to try to choke me, they're going to try to pin me, or they're going to try to punch me. Whatever it is falls into one of those 3 categories. So we're going to go over a really simple trap and roll escape that will cover most of these scenarios. I'll give my input, Tyler will give his input, and hopefully with both of our inputs you guys can escape the mount. So let's start with good guy on the bottom, bad guy on the mount, and we'll start with the choke. So he just grabs my throat, he's going to strangle me, right, the classic two-handed choke. So we're going to come in, monkey grip on the wrist, meaning no thumb, right, no thumb. So monkey grip on the wrist, and we'll shoot this from a few different angles. C-clamp on his elbow, like I'm holding a glass of water. So I'm not going to grab it like this, then I'm dumping the water on my face and my elbow's going to hit the ground. I'm holding a glass of water. So monkey, C, holding a glass of water. As I do that, my shoelaces are tied together and they're going to come up and trap the foot. All right, so I have everything trapped on one side, arm, leg, everything trapped. I don't want my legs wide. My shoelaces are tied together. Monkey C. Shoelaces. Even though it's 3 movements, it's 1 move. All right, so everything at once. He grabs me, everything at once. Shoelaces tied together. Hold the glass of water. Monkey grip on the wrist. I'm going to move my head slightly away from the trap side, lift my hips off the floor, and roll to my knees with a shoulder get up. Coming right up, and now I'm ready to rock. Hit him with an elbow, throw a punch down the middle, whatever I need to do to facilitate the escape. So we're here, monkey grip on the wrist, C-clamp on the elbow, again like I'm holding a glass of water. My shoelaces are tied together as I trap him, no wide knees. Even though it's 3 movements, it's 1 move. The butt comes up, but before I lift the butt, I'm going to slightly move my head away from the trap side, lift the butt, come up, shoulder get up, right to the knees. Oh, get fighting. Anything I need to add in there? No? I didn't forget anything? No? Good trap, good trap, everything. So that's going to be for a chokehold. All right, and that could be a 2-handed chokehold, a single-handed chokehold, whatever the case may be. Trap and roll. Now, let's talk about maybe just pinning, right? He's going to hug my head, right? Classic, just headlock here, right? He wants to squeeze my head off. So a couple of things we need to talk about. There might be pressure here. So if there's a lot of pressure, I can grab the shoulder and pull it down. That's one. If there's not a lot of pressure, then I'm just going to take my hand and put it right behind my head, effectively trapping his arm so he can't pull this arm out. Now it's stuck there. The other thing I need to do is respect the fact that he might try to punch me from the other side. So I'm just going to have my hand on his shoulder and be able to absorb anything. So if Tyler switches sides for me here, right, he hugs the neck here. I just want my hand right on the shoulder, just so I can shadow this in case he's going to punch. So that's what's going to be going on in this back side here. So go ahead and switch back for me. So we're here. Again, you can trap the shoulder and pull it down if there's a lot of pressure on your neck and face, but I just prefer to eat that little bit of pressure. I'll make him pay for it later. I like to take my hand, put it behind my head with a really tight elbow so he can't retract this arm and ever punch me. Once this arm is behind my head, it's stuck there. Now shoelaces trapped. I'm going to reach under his armpit, across his back, and do the same bridge. Same exact bridge. This direction here. So he comes in, he hugs my neck. All right. Hand on the head, tight elbow. I'm absorbing punch over here. I'm just cushioning this. Shoelaces trapped. Lift, bridge, and roll. One more time. Grabs my neck. If it's too much pressure, I can pull the shoulder down. All right. I just prefer to eat it. I'll make him pay for it later. I like this trap because he can't pull this arm out now. He can't punch me with this arm. If he decides to start punching, this arm is stuck here. Trap. Swim under and across his back, and now bridge, and roll. Coming right off, elbow punch, whatever I need to do. All right, so that's dealing with the headlock variation or a pin variation. Anything in there that we need to add or tell them?
The only thing with the bridge to make it effective is you always want your opponent on top to be closer to your hip area. Because if they climb off you a little bit, it becomes a little less effective. So whenever you are in a mount position, try and keep the opponent best you can around the hip area. So when he lifts his hips, you'll see, like, it immediately affects me. If I climb up sometimes and now he lifts his hips, I get a little bit different of a feel. I'm not immediately impacted by the hips. So you keeping a tight elbows allows that defending. Oh, yes.
So phase 3 then will be against the strikes. Right?
Yes.
So we've dealt with the choking, we've dealt with the neck hugs, we have to deal with the ability of the partner to strike. There's a couple of ways to deal with that. So the first way of dealing with it would be, if he were to neck hug me, don't ever let him get distance to strike, and that's why I prefer this. He can't get up now to ever create distance to strike. Can't do it. Same thing with the choke. Once he goes for the double-handed choke on me, right? He's not going to be able to create distance with this hand to strike. He could with that one, but I'm already going to be got. Doesn't matter. All right? But he immediately mounts and he's looking to strike. So I like to close the distance on somebody. So as soon as they go up there and they're about to strike, I'm going up after them. I'm going to do a sit-up. We'll talk about if you can't do a sit-up. Maybe you got a big belly or a bad back. But I'm going to do a sit-up and I'm going to lock around his belt. I'm pushing off my feet and I'm bringing him down. Right there. I'm going to move to his shoulders. Now he can't get his hands off the ground. They're stuck. Keeping my face buried right here in his armpit. He can't punch me with my face buried in his armpit. If I put my head on the ground, he could punch my face in. So I'm like a little backpack, like a little monkey on him. So he goes up, I go up. Sit up, clamp, pull him down right here to this backpack. And I put my face right in his armpit. While he's messing around, I go shoelaces. Chop the arm in. Really tight here. And now I'm going to bridge, reach, and roll. Same thing now, strike, strike. So one more time with the coming up. Coming up. Right after, boom, boom, pulling, I'm using my feet. I'm pushing off my feet and snapping him down. The instant his hands hit, I go to his shoulders for a backpack, and I put my face right in his armpit. While he's trying to mess around up top, I'm putting my shoelaces around him. He doesn't know that's going on. And now, I come here and I chop this arm out from under him, bridge, roll, and come up. All right. Now, if you got a big belly or a bad back, it's different. You are going to have to physically grab them and rip them down. There's no other way around it. So as soon as he goes to punch, you're going to have to grab him and throw him down. Then go to the backpack. And everything's the same. So he goes up and you got a big old belly, grab him, pull him down. Go to the backpack. Another option for you, as he throws that punch, you're going to have to shield and block. Inside block, just like we would do later in the guard. Shield and block. Now everything's the same. Trap, bridge, and roll. So a couple options there based on your body type. What do you have going on? Do you have a big old gut? Do you have a bad back? Or you're a little more athletic and can do a sit-up? It's up to you. What do we have to add in there? Anything?
Nothing, but I like that these are the so-called basics, right?
Basics.
But this is the principle for defending yourself in guard the whole time. Occupy their hands. Their hands need to be on the mat, because if it's punches or just chokes and arm locks, if my hands are occupied being on the mat, they're not fishing in for chokes. They're not dropping elbows and punches.
Right.
And that's the big concept that you need to take away from that. Is anytime somebody starts attacking from mount, no matter if it's sport jiu-jitsu or fight jiu-jitsu, anytime an attack is coming, you need to bump the hips and get them occupied with the mat. You know, even here, like when we start doing chokes in here, even just a little bump hip, make me, yes. Anytime I start pressing, yeah, yep. No matter what we're talking about. And then, yeah, especially the punches. Right. And if my hands are occupied and I'm trying to create distance, I'm not worried about punching. That's about it.
Good. Trap and roll escape, 3 variations. Practice all of them. You're gonna need them.